Hello and welcome to Best Media Info. I am Akanksha Srivastava and we are here at Cannes Line 2024. Today I have with me Paolo Yuvienco. He is the Chief Technology Officer at Omnicom Group. Welcome to Best Media Info, Paolo.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on our platform. So, how invested is Omnicom in strengthening its data, tech, and AI capabilities, and what sets us apart from the other holding companies? Is there something unique that Omnicom has, and probably also I've seen that Omnicom hasn't been really vocal about it's just like other holding companies. So,
So there's a lot of questions there. So the first thing is that we're highly invested in our technology, in our data, and ultimately our orchestration platform and operating system called Omni. So we've been investing in this area for well over a decade now. In fact, our Omni platform is just over 6 years old at this point. So we're one of the holding, well, our platform Omni is probably has the longest life, so to speak, in that we've been building on this through a data ecosystem that spans well over 30 petabytes of data around consumer behaviors, cultural data, performance data, our clients' first-party data, as well as transactional data.
So is it like an operating system?
It's absolutely an operating system. So I think this is what truly differentiates us from our competitors in the sense that we have deployed this to over 50,000 people across Omnicom. And as I said, it's well over 6 years old at this point. So it's embedded in every facet of our business, from insights generation to ideation and creation to activation to performance monitoring and optimization. So it's the reason why we've been able to make very quick deployments of generative AI capabilities across our entire ecosystem because we've had this platform for quite some time.
So, what new initiatives can we expect from Omnicom India in terms of technology, data, and AI?
Well, India is one of our hubs, effectively, of helping to build and scale our platform strategy. But it's also the capabilities that exist on implementing technology in general for all of our clients, whether it's implementation of partner platforms like Adobe or Salesforce. They're all centered in our India centers of excellence.
So, there's nothing new as such for the India market specifically.
Well, I think generative AI capabilities is absolutely something that we've been double downing on over the last, I'd say, 18 to 24 months.
Okay.
Specifically in India, whether that's, utilizing the platforms and integrating the APIs from the large language models and diffusion models that are available, that we've made available early on with our partnership strategy. And then, the core data and analytics capabilities that exist there give us kind of the ability to drive real true data science capabilities to train and fine-tune these models on behalf of our clients and our business.
Do you think marketers are still hesitant in deploying new age tech and AI in marketing functions, and they want to first see use cases?
I think they're both hesitant and anxious at the same time, if that's even possible, but it absolutely is the case. Most of our clients are asking us, like, how can we start deploying these new technologies, specifically around generative AI, as quickly as possible, but they're hesitant in the sense that there still is lots of questions around the legalities of these models and the outputs that they have, and also kind of the ethical implications, as we've seen over the last 6 to 8 months. Some of the, let us say, oftentimes not so accurate outputs of some of these models. So what we do is create the guardrails around these models, and we quote unquote fine tune these models in a way that becomes brand safe, and that more specifically will drive more effectiveness and better outcomes for our clients.
So I did have a second question, which was about what other concerns do marketers have regarding AI and generative AI, but probably you've answered.
Yeah, look, it's all the concerns that you can think of, whether it's a legal concern, it's an ethical concern, and a scale concern, right? So, more often than not, clients are looking at this as an efficiency play, but the reality is that they should look at it as an effectiveness play. These new technologies like generative AI are actually going to drive up effectiveness of the work that we do for them. And yes, there will be efficiency benefits from that. but the expectations of consumers are going to constantly increase as these new technologies become readily available, and those expectations need to be met. As our role as partners to the brands we represent is to connect them to consumers.
But how are you dealing with the challenges that generative AI brings with itself in terms of copyright, plagiarism? Because again, generative AI is learning from somewhere. So probably an image might have been used somewhere else, and generative AI takes ideas from there and builds something of its own.
Well, so because we were playing with these models very early on, since late 2022, we've already set up the appropriate policies around usage that protect not only our clients, but Omnicom and our agencies, but also putting in the right guardrails to align the models to the outputs that we're looking for. So how do you ensure that, these models, the output of these models don't go outside the realm of, what our clients are asking for and what they need to drive those outcomes? We put in those technical capabilities to drive the.
So you have a technology to check if generative AI has not copied somebody else's work.
Well, it's actually how you implement the generative AI models. So, like for instance, the large language models, we use techniques to align them. Techniques like RAG, which is retrieval augmented generation, which basically augments the prompts going into the model so that it's ensuring that what you're asking for, you're going to get the right answer in the context of your ask.
Also, do you think that agencies and brands should have clauses around generative AI and AI in their contracts?
I'm sorry, should they have clauses
around generative AI and AI in their contracts?
We're already seeing
up to
that.
what extent you can use it, how you can deploy it, where you can use it.
We're actually seeing that already. That certainly as we read some MSA renewals come on or new clients that get onboarded, we're starting to see clauses that go into the contracts around generative AI and its usage. And like I said before, because we've been working in generative AI so early on, we've had a legal team already address this. So we have parameters and policies in place that we can easily institute when clients need it or when we think that it's necessary as we roll out the technology.
So these practices are deployed across the world.
Yes.
At Omnicom. Okay.
I think regulation is shifting, is different from region to region. So we need expertise, obviously, based on the policies of the particular region and or country. But ultimately, we have a general purpose policy and framework that we use to address the use of generative AI.
So how have you ensured Omnicom clients prepared for a cookieless world? Like, have they built their own e-commerce platforms? What are they doing to build?
A little bit of a shift, but yes. So as far as the cookieless world, look, we've been preparing for a third-party cookieless world for quite some time. I mean, it's no secret that it's going to happen. People have been talking about it forever. Google has been talking about it forever. It still hasn't come. We're actually pushing them to do it because we're prepared for it, and we prepare for it in several ways. So with third-party cookie deprecation, you lose some clarity around the consumer and their behaviors. So first-party data becomes super important. And we've been pushing that first-party data importance for many years with our clients. First-party data as it relates to data that they're collecting on behalf of their consumers. As some will say, first-party data is data that they're collecting on behalf of their consumers. We believe that first-party data is always owned by our clients, is managed, and we help them manage it, and we utilize it in privacy-first way, right? So when I say privacy first, what I mean is that we were one of the first to implement clean room technologies.
Okay.
So clean room technologies is a way to actually access first-party data of our clients in a privacy-first way. It's a way to commingle that data in a privacy-first way with other data sets that we have inside of Omni, as well as other publishers. So we can, first-party data becomes that fuel that brings more clarity to the consumer. And we've been dealing with that through clean rooms for a very long time. In addition to that, with our acquisition of Flywheel, which is probably the largest retail management and retail media operations in the world. We closed that acquisition at the beginning of this year. They bring a wealth of data around the transactions that they're driving within the marketplaces. So not only do we have all the first-party data from our clients, all the source data from Omni, but then now this transactional data that we can stitch together, really a holistic view of consumers, what they want, why they want it, what they're actually buying, and then create content and experiences that's going to resonate best with those
So
consumers.
what you're telling is more about personalization that brands should get in.
Absolutely.
But in the journey of personalization, how can we ensure that we don't intrude the privacy of people? Because sometimes they just spook. Brands just spook with their personalization.
Yeah.
That how am I getting this ad if I'm just talking to my husband about it?
Yes. Well, a lot of that is because of third-party cookies. But look, I think ultimately personalization will spook consumers to a certain degree, but it's always a push and pull, right? Because consumers want more personalized experiences because they want their lives to be easier. You want your phone to already have everything available to you, before you even have to swipe for it. You want your vehicle to know who you are and to know, how your seat is configured, the location that you're going and how to get there. These types of, personalizations are, it is a value exchange. So it's about brands creating increased value exchange for that personalization.
Okay. Is there something else that you wish to tell?
Oh God, I don't know. Maybe soon. We've opened up 4 centers of excellence in India with brand new office space. Central Omnicom locations. 3 of them have opened already, and Hyderabad will be the next one, which is going to be in the building where Apple is creating their space. So we'll be right next to them. That probably isn't happening till the end of the summer. So
Okay.
I might go for that in Hyderabad. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, Paolo.
Great. Thank you.